Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Madison Keys issues verdict amid ongoing Coco Gauff-Aryna Sabalenka French Open fallout. Madison Keys believes that Coco Gauff will not care about the ongoing fallout from comments made by Aryna Sabalenka after the French Open final. World No. 2 Gauff battled from a set down to beat World No. 1 Sabalenka 6-7-5, 6-2, 6-4 in an enthralling match at Roland Garros, lifting her second Grand Slam singles title. However, the match has been partially overshadowed by comments made by Sabalenka in the aftermath of her defeat. Madison Keys believes that Coco Gauff will not care about the ongoing fallout from comments made by Aryna Sabalenka after the French Open final. World No. 2 Gauff battled from a set down to beat World No. 1 Sabalenka 6-7-5, 6-2, 6-4 in an enthralling match at Roland Garros, lifting her second Grand Slam singles title. However, the match has been partially overshadowed by comments made by Sabalenka in the aftermath of her defeat. The three-time Grand Slam champion initially apologized to the crowd for her performance in her post-match speech on court, while congratulating Gauff for her victory. But in her press conference, Sabalenka then claimed that her unforced errors had been key to the final and that Iva Swiatek, whom she beat in the semifinal, would have beaten Gauff. Sabalenka later clarified her comments and gave credit to Gauff. Though the World No. 1 has continued to face criticism over the past week, criticism has been particularly notable in the U.S., where Gauff has been making several TV and media appearances since her historic triumph. The 21-year-old handed Sabalenka her second Grand Slam final defeat of 2025 after the Belarusian was beaten by Keys in the Australian Open final. Competing at the Queen's Club this week, Keys was asked how she would have responded should Sabalenka or any opponent have made similar comments about a final she had played in. In response, the 30-year-old claimed that she would not really care and expressed her belief that Gauff would feel the same way. WTA Tour News. Lois Boyson gets a warning from respected coach after French Open heroics. To be honest, I don't think I would really care, especially if I had won, no matter what they say or think, said Keys. It's tough. It's a complicated, emotional moment, and I think sometimes emotions bring everything out of people. Things are said in a way and not necessarily meant seriously. Populaire americantennis 365. Other times, you feel very disappointed with yourself because you haven't played at the level you expected. I think sometimes it's hard to overcome those moments, especially if you have a microphone in front of you. Sometimes we say things we later regret. Again, I don't think Coco would care. Sabalenka and Gauff are set to return to action at the Berlin Tennis Open this week, with the pair the top two seeds, and once again projected to meet in the final. Both have received a bye in the opening round of action, with Sabalenka set to face a qualifier and Gauff facing either a qualifier or Daria Kasatkina. Sabalenka reached the quarterfinal of the event last year before retiring with a shoulder injury, ultimately pulling out of Wimbledon, while Gauff reached the last four before falling to Jessica Pegula. Gauff could again face compatriot Pegula in Berlin this summer, with the defending champion seated third at the WTA 500 event and projected to face the World No. 2 in the semifinal. Keys is the seventh seed at the tournament and begins her campaign against former Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova. She is projected to face fourth seed Jasmine Paolini in the quarterfinal and is on the same side of the draw as Sabalenka. Madison Keys' perspective amidst the Gauff-Sabalenka French Open fallout. The 2025 French Open women's singles final was a spectacle that captivated tennis fans worldwide. In a thrilling three-set match, Coco Gauff triumphed over Aryna Sabalenka, securing her second Grand Slam title with a scoreline of 6-7, 5-7, 6-2, 6-4. However, the aftermath of the match was marked by controversy, particularly due to Sabalenka's initial comments that seemed to downplay Gauff's performance. As the tennis community grappled with these remarks, Madison Keys, the 2025 Australian Open champion and a fellow American, found herself at the center of discussions regarding sportsmanship and the evolving dynamics within women's tennis. The fallout, Sabalenka's comments, and their repercussions. Following her loss to Gauff, Aryna's Sabalenka expressed frustration, attributing her defeat to her own unforced errors and the challenging windy conditions, rather than acknowledging Gauff's performance. She stated, "I think it was more windy. Also, I think I was over-emotional. Today, I didn't handle myself quite well mentally. Basically, that's it. I was just making unforced errors. I don't know. I have to check the statistics. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes." People.com. ThePlayoffs.news. These comments sparked backlash from fans and analysts who felt Sabalenka was not giving due credit to Gauff's resilience and skill. In response to the criticism, Sabalenka later acknowledged Gauff's composure and adaptability under pressure, stating that Gauff handled the challenging conditions better and deserved the victory. People.com. Madison Keys' role in the narrative. Madison Keys, who had faced Gauff in the quarterfinals of the French Open, shared her insights on the match's dynamics. She noted that the closed roof and slower court conditions played to Gauff's strengths, stating, "I think the court being a little bit slower, coupled with the fact that she covers the court so well, I think it just put a little bit of pressure on me to go a little bit more for my shots, and maybe press a little bit too much too soon." Keys' perspective highlighted the importance of adapting to varying conditions and the mental fortitude required to succeed in such environments. Her comments underscored the nuanced nature of the sport, where external factors and psychological resilience play pivotal roles in determining outcomes. The bigger picture. Evolving dynamics in women's tennis. The interactions and reactions following the French Open final shed light on the evolving dynamics within women's tennis. The emergence of players like Gauff, who demonstrate maturity and composure beyond their years, is reshaping perceptions of leadership and sportsmanship in the sport. Gauff's graciousness in handling Sabalenka's initial remarks exemplifies the evolving standards of professionalism and respect among top-tier athletes. People.com. Additionally, the contrasting reactions to the final, Sabalenka's initial frustration, and Gauff's composed response, highlight the diverse ways players cope with pressure and defeat. These narratives contribute to the broader conversation about mental health, resilience, and the human aspects of professional sports. Conclusion. A new era in tennis. The 2025 French Open final was more than just a match between two top-ranked players. It was a reflection of the shifting paradigms in women's tennis. While Sabalenka's initial comments sparked controversy, the subsequent discussions emphasized the importance of sportsmanship, mental resilience, and mutual respect. As the tennis world continues to evolve, the narratives emerging from such events will undoubtedly influence the future trajectory of the sport, fostering an environment where both performance and character are celebrated.